Yonder, you're on.
Okay. Good day, good day, good day. I'm Yonder. I'm in for my man Reggie Kearney. Get well soon, Reggie, for Urban Centennial. I'm presenting Conversations with Friends. I have three guests on here today. Three magnificent young ladies. Nadine Joseph, Faithful Beard, and Pamela Coleman. You can let them all in there, Mark. Good day, ladies. How y'all doing today?
Doing good.
Good. This is a special show for me because I didn't plan it this way. I've only had one show where I had more than one person on at a time. That was one of my first shows. I had astrologist, no, I had numerologist Lloyd Strayhorn on with me. Um, but this show is special to me because all you guys actually do the same thing. You all work for the school systems, and the funny thing about it is all of you guys booked the same day. This was the day everybody had available. I was going to give you all your own shows. That's why I kept on asking, are you sure this your day? I said,
That's
them
fun.
school teachers got something. Okay, I want to introduce you all, and you tell me the state your name, your school system, your subject, and your grade and your location. Go ahead, Nadine, you first.
Okay, so I'm Nadine Joseph. I currently work in Orange County Public Schools in Orlando, Florida. I am in the reading and language arts sector, and I teach high school, ninth grade through 12th grade.
Okay, Faithful.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faithful Bird. I work for Seminole County Public Schools in Sanford, Florida. I currently teach pre IB Spanish as well as Young Women of Excellence.
Pam.
Yes, I am the one on her third snow closure. I am in high school working with ESOL students, and I'm in Virginia, snowed in.
So y'all on the third day, get out of here. Girl, I
We
don't
had
miss it.
Friday, Monday, and today.
I do not miss it. Oh my God. We were in Maryland for Thanksgiving. It was freezing. So
Oh,
It's
I
yeah.
do
22 warm degrees right now.
mm, I do. This is why I live in Florida. Oh, so I'm assuming all of you ladies are coming to the Fresh Book Festival, which is in January.
Yes.
Oh,
You know,
I don't know it
I
this
got a
year.
new release on that day I'm working on right now. I went in yonder. You will not believe what I did. I went in last night. I was frustrated with the layout and I deleted the whole book.
Stop playing.
Deleted the whole book.
You
Started
don't
up
you don't save anywhere or you delete it on purpose or
on
what?
purpose. It
Oh,
was
Oh,
it was it was taking me to a level of frustration that I didn't want to deal with. And it was yeah, it was rough. I hit delete and wiped it all out.
oh my
okay.
goodness.
Let me tell you guys something about Pam. Pam is this dynamic soul who has taken on mental health for black men. That's her
Oh, wow.
subject she writes on. She also author on her own of her own 10 books she got of her own. But she has written this book called Mental Health for Black Men. I'm in book one and book two
Uh-uh.
and book three, right?
Yes, you're in book 1, 2, and 3.
And so you deleted book three?
No, I am doing Little Known Black History Facts.
Right. You told me that.
And that
Right.
was the one that's being released at the festival. And I didn't like the way it was laid out. And I went in and I hit delete and I started all over again. Only thing that didn't get deleted was the cover.
Well, I'm trying. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen. I'm trying to release my 14th book during the festival.
Oh,
That's
that's a good
Taboo
month.
Book 6. I've had it done for a while and just wasn't ready. I don't like to release without having a tour ready. And that's why I haven't released books in years because I wasn't ready to tour. Other things going on in life. And it's been done. It's been at the editor since last July. So that's a whole year. It's a year and a half basically. So book cover, front cover, everything's done. I just need to send the editor her money and go ahead and print out some books.
I'm gonna let others talk, but I'm gonna share this with you. My wheels got to rolling, and you know how Donna likes to bring the students in.
Yes.
So everything that I'm doing this time is geared towards the kids that are coming through the door versus the adults.
Yes.
So I got the
Okay.
planners. I got the planners for the young ladies, things for the young men, and then the little known history facts. So I did everything geared towards the kids that were coming through the door.
Well, as you know, no kid's gonna read my book. I don't
Well,
write children. I
you
don't write
never
children friendly
know, but they
books.
probably have to hide it under their bed.
I don't write. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you the crazy thing. When I first came out, 21 years ago, I was doing book signings, just doing book signings. Not know, as you guys know, when you first get in this, you don't know what you're doing. So I'm just doing a book signing, and the young girls come to me, and they wanted the T-shirt. I had a T-shirt say "Got Taboo," and they was like, I knew they was underage. I was like, nah, we can't. They wanted. They said, well, we can buy the book from the store. I said, look, don't tell nobody I sold y'all this book. But they were reading those books, and they were reading Zane books and stuff like that back then. So they were big readers. And one of the things I got from a school teacher, so I appreciate you guys as school teachers. I was doing a book signing years ago at a bookstore in Baltimore in the mall. And I'm trying to sell a book, and a young lady comes up to me, and I say, hey, you want to buy a book? She said, no, I don't want to buy a book, but I want to talk to you. She said, I'm a school teacher in Baltimore County Schools. She said, they read what you write, so keep writing. She didn't buy a book, but she gave me encouragement. She said, I just want them to read. She said, they read what you write. So that was it. Okay, well, Nadine, tell us about your book.
So I've written 2 children's books. My first children's book is titled Imani's Crown, and it centers around self-confidence, trying something new for the first time, courage, bravery. And then book 2 is a continuation of book 1, and it's titled Imani's Joy, where it centers around just joy, not necessarily what you're talented at, but what makes your heart flutter, what makes you happy. And so it's really just about children and adults too, just finding what brings them joy and tapping back into that. I know when I launched my book, I had a lot of adults at my book launch, and a lot of them were like, man, I don't even know the last time like I felt joy, or when the last time I explored joy. So it's really for everyone, but obviously it's for a children's book, but I really want them to tap into just what brings them joy, not necessarily what they're talented at, but like what makes you happy. So
Okay,
those are the
please
2.
tell me you have your doll baby with you.
Oh my gosh. So she's in my car. She's in my car right now, but I do have her, but she's in my car.
She has this. Let me tell you for the audience. She has this life size doll baby about this big, the prettiest thing. What is the doll baby's name? Imani.
Imani, yeah, Imani
She has
J.
this life-size doll baby that she brings with her when she does her book tour. And I told her before she'd be rich as shit, mass produce that doll baby. Everybody wants that doll baby. It's the prettiest thing
Yeah.
you ever seen.
That's the main attraction. Every time I bring her around, people want the book, but they really want the doll. So
I'm
yeah.
telling you, girl, mass producer, you won't be a school teacher no much longer.
Ooh, I would love that.
Okay, Faithful, tell us about your book.
Yeah, so my book is called The Best 30 Days of Faith. It's a devotional book specifically for college women. And I actually wrote it when I came back from living in Argentina for almost a year. And what inspired me to write the book was just experiencing a lot when I was in Argentina. being in a whole different country. It was my first time really being away from home for so long and not even knowing the language and having to survive and learn the language and really become uncomfortable and grow. And it just talks about different things that college women go through, as far as when it comes to relationships, what to major in. I switched my major at least 2 to 3 times when I was in college. And then even how to have positive relationships with your friends and, juggling between, okay, what career do I want to do versus still having that high school mentality. And then also how to just develop that relationship with God simultaneously.
And for those that don't know, Faithful speaks fluent Spanish.
Sí. Yo
I
hablo
love that.
español, Yanda. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, she's gonna
She
have to give
speaks.
me a crash course because that's my main students, but they have me there because the students want to learn English and not have somebody teach
Mm-hmm.
them in their native language. And
Yeah.
I'm still going, I know the potty words, I know those. So when they're using them, I go,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, I have a question
I
for you,
understand.
Faithful. How was that experience in
Okay.
Argentina? Because I know the other countries praise us as how we look, but our country puts us down. I know
Whew.
in the
Well, I've
dating scene.
lived. The dating scene was great. Okay, they love chocolate women over there. Okay, I'm just
I
gonna
know
put
they
that out
do.
there.
That's
But I
crazy.
experienced. Yeah, no, they like chocolate. Anyway, but I experienced both. Okay, I've traveled the world. I've lived in multiple countries, and I've experienced both racism and then also being adored for the color of my skin, while living in Argentina. So I had people that would come up to me and literally say words such as, "I want to marry a black man that has dark skin like you, so my kids can have your hair texture." I mean, literally these are Argentinian women. And then I've also had experiences where I wasn't sold a ticket. I remember there was one time I was trying to catch a bus and they would not sell a ticket to me. And so I had to have my boyfriend at the time buy it for me. So I've experienced both prejudice and racism over there, but also being loved for the color of my skin. And I just chose to focus on where I was wanted and where I was, desired and where I was celebrated.
Okay, and
That's
another
great.
thing for Faithful too is, Faithful, tell us, you when I met you, you had a crown on. Tell them what you won, who you are.
I am Miss Volusia County. When Yonder and I met, I was, running for Miss Volusia County for the state of Florida. I am the first Black African American woman to represent Miss Volusia County, and we ended up meeting because some of my pageant sisters, Mrs. Tampa, Mrs. Florida for America, and even Miss Tampa, we all met up at this fashion show that was
Yes.
put on, and that's where him and I connected, and he saw me in my crown and my beautiful sash and everything. So that's the beginning of our friendship now. That's what started
Yes.
it.
And Miss
Congratulations.
Yeah.
and Faithful came out to see
Thank
me.
you.
I
Thank
did
you.
a book signing at the Tampa Black Authors event, and Faithful made it down there to see me, and I appreciate it. I mean, you
Yeah.
folks say I'm gonna
Of
come, I'm gonna
course.
come, but they don't
and
come.
they
But
don't.
she sure came down, and I appreciate it. She stayed a while.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to connect. I saw all your books. I saw the whole series, and I said,
Mhm.
"Wow, very inspiring." Just to connect with other authors, and also seeing the hustle and the drive that goes behind it. So, always here to support.
Yeah, because the biggest thing I tell folks as we're in this industry, the easiest thing, once you write a book, that's the easiest thing to do. The hardest part is the
Yeah.
marketing. And Pam, you can speak on that.
I don't want to speak on that. I don't want to speak on that.
Wow.
Because I tell people, like Yonda said, you can write a book, but don't expect to be the next John Grisham as soon as it hits.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this year, I started in 2021. This is the first year I broke even, not a profit, even.
Wow. Wow.
And I
Wow.
always tell folks in the industry, because I have a friend right now who's writing a book, who just wrote a book, and he was like, it's going to go this way, it's going to do that. And I was like, I have to say this because I've been in the industry for a while, that this is a 20-year journey, y'all. I mean, most people don't want to hear it. If you look at time and history, we go back to Maya Angelou. When Oprah started bringing her back, even though you knew her books in school, you didn't buy them. You go down
Mm,
to Wait and Exhale was out 20 years before they ever before people knew who Terry Miller was.
wow.
Everybody see the movie and say, oh my God, oh my God. No, that book was out for 20 years.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, you go down the line of the greats who've written books. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not a journey that you think that everybody gets on this journey, especially with everything being viral and you better use AI and all that nonsense. It's the journey is somebody got to buy the book. You can write the best book. When I first wrote my first book, I did a book signing at the Capital Book Festival. That's in DC area. And I sold 60 books the first day. I knew I was gonna be on Oprah the next day. I was on a roll in my own mind, but 60 books a whole lot. First time off the Joe Nobody. But next time I did a book sign, I sold 2 books. I was like, this is some bull. But as you go through, and I always say with the book industry, this book industry gives you access to everything else. I mean, from podcasts, I've been on TV, I've been on radio, done a whole lot of stuff, executive producers for things. It gives you access to other stuff. We want that book to do it. It doesn't. Even down to if you guys watch cable, is it Netflix? It's a series on called The Family Business.
I think it's on Netflix.
Carl Weber,
Netflix.
the guy who owns that series, his name is Carl Weber. Carl Weber wrote me my first check
Wow.
because he was an author. He owned bookstores.
Wow. Wow.
He wrote me my first check almost 22 years ago,
Wow.
and he was big then. You see his stuff is just getting into movies now.
Well, I got one for you, Yonder, to make those that are out there listening thinking that they can jump into it.
Mm,
My first eye opener and to make me look at it differently, because like anybody, you get into it, you start writing, you go, I'm going to do this. I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell. We went to Atlanta one year. I knew I was going to sell every book I had. I banked the bank on it, that's what was going to happen. I did not sell one book. The lady that was sitting next to me saw that I was getting upset because I didn't sell one book. Well, I was banking my trip on my sales. So my sales didn't happen. I couldn't get back to the hotel. I didn't have Uber money because I was banking
Thinking
my
right.
trip on my sales. She cashed at me $50 to get back to the hotel so I could get back to the airport.
wow.
So that was the biggest wall to hit, the eye opener to realize that don't go in there. My goal every trip, every time I do a book event, is to sell one more book than I sold the
Didn't show
last time.
before. Right, girl.
So
That's my
once I
philosophy
got
too.
Yeah.
that, I was
Yeah.
good.
And
I
I'm
was
glad you all are bringing up the marketing aspect, because when I wrote my book, I wrote it back in 2016, but it recently got published in 2014. I mean, excuse me, 2024. So I had that mindset of, all right, I wrote my book, it's out on all the, major networks, so we're good. And then that's when I, met Yonder, and I'm realizing that no, you need to market. You have to go to these different book signings and even invest even more in your book. And I think that's something that young, writers, now that we are starting to emerge, we need to have that conversation that, yes, write the book. Like you said, that's easy, but also let's come up with a plan as to how you're going to market that or what that looks like. So that way you're not taken back by, oh, I didn't, make this
yeah.
sale today. And you know what I mean? Different things like that.
And you
I
have
think
to
the
be an
biggest
author.
thing we've run
Oh, okay.
into is that all four of us have a different audience, but you
Yes.
run into those people that swear you're in competition with them. I, I'm just trying to do my thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm trying to meet my people. If I can help you, because I was in Indianapolis, and there's a girl that sat next to me that sold books similar to Yonder. So I mean, and she had the word on it, the P word on her book and the D word on her book,
Ooh.
and oh, straight book. And she got the fans and everything now. This year she had everything to go with it. So when my books didn't meet what the people next to me were looking for, I sent them to her. I
Mm-hmm.
said, if you need this, go here.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be mad because you went there. Why spend money on something for me that you don't want? Yeah, I'll take it. But,
Right.
Yeah,
there's
find
room.
value.
They don't see that there's room for everybody.
Yes. Abundance. And I
And
like
that's
that.
what I did when I was at the last event. When I met Nadine, I was like, "Look, hey, they don't want this. Hey, she right here. You want to use my chair? Cause they not
Right
coming
there.
for they wasn't coming for what I had. They were kids.
Truly.
They needed that. They wanted that doll, baby, and they wanted them books.
Yep, that's so true.
and
And there's
and you
somebody out
gotta
there that
realize
don't want
that.
a doll baby, but want your books or want
Yeah,
Come
her
yeah.
on.
books.
Come on. And you hit it right on the mark. It's the target audience. We all
Target
have our
audience.
You
Yeah.
have to find them.
we
Yeah.
all have our own audience, and when you focus on your audience, then it blocks out all that noise of, well, what if someone else tries to steal my people? No, that's not going to happen because your people want what you have.
Yeah, and you also, that's a great point, Faithful. You also want the right person to have your book, right? You want someone that finds value in what you've written, what you're doing, what your message is, because if not, they're not going to be able to spread your word or spread your book
Mhm.
around. You want to have the right person to have your book so they can kind of be your face where you're not. So it's very
Mm.
important.
I
And I'm
got
gonna
this
take.
little old lady from Indianapolis that is emailing me and sending me messages saying, did you finish the book? Have you started the book? I don't want to read this book that's connected to the book that you not finished. She said, I hope you have two of them when you come back to Indianapolis. So that's the one, that one little old lady is pushing me to finish
Yeah.
the one that she, that goes behind that one, and hopefully have the other one ready for her when she comes. She says, when you get back to Indianapolis, she said, I want a bundle. I expect a bundle. So she has been the one person that, like Yonda said, if you get your book in a book club, then you're done. And she has a book club, and she's the wife of somebody that was running for office at that time this year. So if he got into office, then it's just that you just need that one person.
Mhm.
One person. Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a secret. I don't like to tell everybody this, but your best folks to get your books to. I'm assuming you all mailing books out, right? You go to FedEx and you go to post office, right? Get a post office
Yes.
girl a book. I have post office friends to this day. Actually, a young lady just retired. Met her 21 years ago at the post office. I was signing my book, putting it in an envelope, doing how we do it, media mail and everything. She said, "You got a book?" Next day, I came back over there and I gave her a book. To this day, her and most of the postal employees from those divisions still follow me. This is
Wow.
how crazy it is that they started coming to my events. The postal folks, the postal folks. This is how crazy it is. 21 years later, I was downtown. 20 years later, I was downtown DC at another post office, just not off book to somebody. And the girl said, "Are you young?" I was like, "Yeah." I didn't know her. And she said, she brought the girls from the back of the post office. And they said, "They were yonder." I was like, "Oh my God." It was postal folks from all the divisions worked in the big division now. They, like I said, I met them 20 years ago, so they all got promotions and everything. They no longer on the routes no more, and they're supervisors of these places now. And they clapped for me. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God. It was like, what you got out? We've been looking for you. Da, da, da. I was like, oh my God. It was from giving one person the book, and it snowballed. I mean, really, didn't even know it was still I was getting sales online, didn't know where they came from. You take the little $12, $15 you get from Amazon or whatever. You don't know who buying the books. And
Yeah.
yeah, but when you guys go to FedEx, give that girl a book, give that guy a book, give somebody a book, because you're gonna give away more of them than you ever sell. Sadly but truly. But if you get that person to talk about your book and people talk about your book, as you guys know, people talk about your book as if, and then you become friends with these people. Actually, I'm friends with most of them now,
Mhm.
and they've been following us from MySpace, Black Planet. Now they're on Facebook with me. Like I said, they're retiring from the they're retiring from the postal service. I met them 20 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
Give somebody. You need somebody else to talk
That-
for you. You love your book. It's your baby. You
Mhm.
needed to be somebody else's baby.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Oh,
Go ahead, Nadine.
Yonder. So, just to piggyback off what you said, it's so true. I remember when we were at the Fresh Book Festival last year, you told me that you had given the hotel um,
Yep.
employees your books, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I recently had a book festival in Jacksonville a few months ago, and I at the hotel I was staying in, when I checked in, they had known me because I had we were under the festival rate, and so they're like, oh, are you one of the authors? I was like, yeah, I am. And they're like, oh, really? Do you have your some? So I gave the two employees at the front my books, and they were like, oh my gosh, they called everyone yonder. They called everyone. I promise you, they called all of them. Like, oh my gosh, she wrote a book. And then I had my BCU Bethune Cookman paraphernalia on, and one of the women, it was just ironic. She was like, my daughter went to Bethune Cookman University, and then we connected. Her daughter was an author. It was just like it was just a domino effect. It was just so crazy to me. But like I gave the hotel employee my book because I remember you told me that, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do it and see. And I think I sold 20 books in the lobby. Everybody just was buying books.
And
And it
see,
was
that
all
was what Yonder would say. Just keep some in the car.
Keep
Always
yes.
Yes.
just have some in the car. And I
yeah,
done ran out of car books, so I got to restock on car
Yeah.
books.
Yep.
But just have them in the car. And I'm like, okay.
And Nadine, it just happened to me too. Also, when I did the Fresh Book Festival, me and Troy were together. Troy got there the next day. So the night when I checked in, asked the young ladies what did they read, and one of them didn't read. One of them didn't read erotica, but she read murder mystery. So I said, when I come back down here, I'll give y'all books. She wasn't there. Gave a book. Um, the next day, little guy serving us our food. We sat at the restaurant, ate breakfast that morning. Young guy gave him the book from, I think he's from Puerto Rico or somewhere, but he spoke fluent English and gave him a. So the next day, ate breakfast, waiting breakfast both mornings, Saturday and Sunday morning. Uh, he said, so I told him, I said, are you here tomorrow morning? He said, yes. I came down that morning, Sunday morning. He already had my hot cocoa ready. He said, "You sitting right there." I ain't asking for it. He already had my hot cocoa ready with the white stuff on top of it. He already had it ready. Asked me what I had. We sat down and ate, and I signed the book and gave it to him. Okay, so we going to leave. He said, "This one's on me." We didn't have to pay for our breakfast. He said, "This one's on me. Thank you." I was like, I said, and he said, "Hey, you guys will be back next year. I'm ready to write my book and everything. I'm gonna stay in contact with you and everything." He has stayed in contact with me, and of course I'm staying at that same hotel this time. But each time I go someplace like that, they're looking for you to, like I said, if I bless them with a book, one person will tell like you said, will tell the whole hotel.
yep. It's crazy. I never experienced something like that.
I like
Just total strangers.
Yeah, I like that idea because I know Yonder, you and I talked one time, and you said leave it at the gym, or
Yes.
leave it when you do the thing. So I've actually been doing that. I've been leaving it at the gym, sign, and then even
No.
there's one of my favorite restaurants that I go to, and because it is for college women, I'm now starting to also, because I also teach high school as well. I'm now starting to connect with high schoolers who are working right now. And so
Mhm.
there's a lady I said, I'm here all the time. Here's my book, read it, tell me what you think. And she was just like, wow, I love this. Like I'm sharing it with my friends and family. So I think that's something about, just kind of giving your book out to certain people or just to people in general and not
Yes.
expecting anything in return, but just knowing that something will happen in return.
It's the reaping and sowing.
Yeah,
I sow and I reap the benefits from it. I mean,
yeah.
really, because as you do this along the way, and then you meet my best friends are all authors. I mean, really, the author community is who I relate to most. I'm not a sport. I watch sports, but I don't play. I don't play any sports. That's my community. Editors, writers, producers, singers, all that. all that artsy group, that's my group. Those
Yeah.
are the folks who come looking for me. And then once you tell somebody, I'm a cigar smoker. So I'm at a cigar bar talking to somebody, say, you write books? Oh, my wife love them type of books. Hey, dude, what's her name? Angela. Get it to her. Next thing you know, I get an email or a phone or a text from somebody. Hey man, book one. Man, you got more than one book? Of course I do. I got 13 now, buddy. What you need? What do
Yeah.
you need? Then
Wow.
look, you give away one, they pay for all the rest of them.
Yeah, it's so true.
Like
It's
that.
so true. It is so true. Like you'll be surprised who's willing to like support you just because of your generosity, honestly.
And see, they just don't know. Like Pam said, I still, it's hot in Florida. I got books in the car right now. So if I meet somebody, and this is how you talk to them, are you? My thing is, this is my line. Are you a book reader? If they say they're not a book reader, and then I say I'm off, they say, "Well, I'll take a book." No, but if you're not a book reader, there's no reason you have a book because you don't read. You already told me you don't read books. So, but when you see somebody reading a book somewhere, and you say, "Hey, I'm author, I'd like to give you this and just sign it and walk away." Man, you talking about texts and emails and people on Facebook and stuff saying stuff about you that you like, hey, who this? You don't even know where you met these people at, but you met them along the way.
Yeah, it's so
Yonder
true.
had a quick question for y'all, and I
Yes,
actually
sir.
asked it in the chat and everything, but it definitely goes for the young lady that is on the college circuit and all in that space. But there is a conference called NACA. It's the National Association of Campus Activities, and they actually sometimes will have speakers, including authors that come. So I didn't know whether any of y'all ladies or even you yonder had attempted to get on that circuit because I know that they've got regional chapters and everything like that. So it's a way to get into the college market if you're thinking about the college market as a realm and everything like that. So I didn't know if any of y'all had tried that. And then I had a question for you, Nadine, as well, because I heard when y'all first started that you have this doll, and sometimes people, when they are authors and everything, they will have giveaways or they'll have like
Mhm.
t-shirts or pins of the things that are they are known for. So the doll apparently is something that is a part of your personality and everything like that. So I was wondering if you ever use that as a supplemental material to advertise your book and to get your name out there, whether it was a t-shirt with the doll on it or something along those lines.
So not yet because my doll is still being produced from in China, so it's still in the works. But that's a great idea. I would not be against doing something like that. I love giveaways, so yeah, I would definitely do that in the future for sure.
Yep. And definitely, I think that'd be a great idea for you and everything along those lines. Faithful, that idea of the college circuit and everything like that. I actually do a show of my own and had the pleasure of interviewing, and this is for all four of you, interviewing the lady that did the Temperance Brennan series. I actually interviewed her last Wednesday, and if you follow TV and everything like that, you will know her as the person behind Bones, the TV
Yep.
series, and
Sure
everything
is.
like that.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
I was just wondering. So I interviewed the woman that it's based on. She's actually lives in Charlotte, and she is a forensic anthropologist herself and everything. But I was just wondering if any of you four have explored the idea of turning any of your series into movies or TV series. Because she said that all she did was find an agent, and that agent actually got her that series, and that series went on for, it's one of the longest running Fox series. I think it was on for like about 8 or 10 years or something like that. So it was on for a long time and everything. But when I talked to her last Wednesday, she was basically saying that she wrote that book because it was based on her experiences as a forensic uh, anthropologist between here and being in North Carolina and Canada. And she's had some famous cases and everything like that. But that's how she did it. And she said she didn't have an agent. She didn't have any of that stuff. But when she wrote the book, and she's now on her, I think she said 27th and everything like that, she then got in touch with the people, and her agent got in touch with Hollywood, and that's how the Bone series came about. So I was wondering if any of your series have been thought about as a series or a movie.
Well, mine's have. I've been working with numerous folks along the way. My biggest thing, once I learned the industry, most people don't realize my background is in contracts. I'm a contract specialist for the federal government, been that for years. Actually, I retired after 40 years, basically. So my background is contracts. My numbers have never been right. Once you learn what you're worth, you can never be paid that, first of all. But you have to give me the right numbers up front and don't, and on the backside, I'm not giving up all of my copyrights and everything. That has been my biggest part of this. I learned, I know this part of the numbers. You can't just give me $100,000 and say, all right, we're good, and you make 100 million. You have to come to me directly with the right numbers up front. Okay, I can give you 70% of my rights and I keep 30%, but the profit has to be right. Everything has to be right. And of course, you're not going to get the perfect deal, but you have to give me a deal that's worth taking. That's the
Mm.
biggest part because you'll see years ago, don't want to say his name because I don't want to come after me. G Unit had G Unit books. They were them and some other folks were basically paying you, say, $25,000 for your book, and they own the book, your T-shirts, everything that came with your book. So they give you 25,000, they make 2.5 million. I need this to be, I need this to work out for me better than it works out for you.
Right.
Or if it does work out for you better, my numbers still have to be good. That's the biggest thing with this because I have a friend who was signed under I know he said this his deal was good too. I had a friend who was signed under cash money
Mhm.
and they did him well. But the business side of this, and that's why I'm holding my stuff until I find who I need to be in basically in business with because you're not going to take everything I work for and give me pennies.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's
right.
what it comes to. It comes to, and then even down to, not gonna say any names about this one, but I had a friend that's in the business who didn't know he was talking to me because I write as Yonder, but I have a real name, of course, I have a government name. So I emailed him some information. He said, "Hey, we can." He wanted me to sign like a 6 book deal. Like he got the first refusal. Da 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 da. Okay, cool, cool, cool. How you got a first refusal? And he wanted me to be on it, and I was like, so I emailed him back as my government name with my title. And he was like, "Hey man," he called me personally. He was like, "Hey, da 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 da. Somebody came after me and was talking about this for you." No, that's me talking for real, dude. They want artists that don't know the business,
Right.
and that's what we've been getting, especially looking like us.
Yeah.
Mm.
No
Wow.
doubt about that.
If you don't know the business, oh, they'll take everything. They take your firstborn. I mean, really, they'll take everything. Like I said, they give you 25,000, especially if you're in a crunch. I have a guy now who I've talked to who's actually in prison right now, who's writing books, and he was saying he was making more. They was somebody who had just left prison, who's out now, who's has mass books out. Real one of the urban authors, was trying to buy his books while he was in prison
Hmm.
and give him $5,000, $10,000. He was like, I make 10,000 a month off of this book by selling it on Amazon. Why am I
Right.
gonna give you buy my book for $6,000 and so it's the business side of it that is it's I'm not gonna say dirty or stinky. You just have to know where you're going and how you're gonna get there because don't give away everything that you work for
Yeah.
because you got a check.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Nadine, you raise your hand. Have you worked on a TV or movie deal as well and everything?
No, I would like to. I would like for my children's books series to eventually turn into like an animation series. That is something that I would like to get into. Um, yeah, I'm far from that, but I would eventually. I think that's a goal for myself is to have like an
But you're not
animation.
far from it. They'll come to you first because you don't know. Really, they'll
Mm,
come after you first because you don't know. And
um,
think of, okay, let's do numbers. Okay. I know you're in the school system right now. Somebody give you $250,000. How much of our soul do we really sell?
mm,
250 sound like a whole lot of money, right?
yeah.
But you're worth 2.5 million. You follow me? Because they'll
Well, let
come
me
after,
know.
they go after artists who don't know. Originally, when I wrote my first book, I am honest about this. They could have gave me $10,000. They could have had all 7 books.
Wow.
I just wanted to be part of what I was doing. I wanted to be recognized. After I didn't get recognized, I started learning the business. Oh, that? Oh, no, 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 no. You don't know it until you know it. You got it's what how you say it, Pam. You go through fire.
Mm.
You got to go through the fire before you realize, you know, how this goes. And I tell all authors, read about this, read about this industry, get books on how to write a book, how to market a book. Read. We all you guys are all school teachers. Read as much as you can, because the date and the time's gonna come when someone's gonna email you, hit you up, and gonna have a conversation with you. And you got to be ready to have a conversation, because once you sign off, it's legal. They
Mm.
got you. So yeah, so and they'll come after you younger authors, because like I said, Faithful, I know what you write, and Nadine, I know what you write. Those are the markets they're looking for. Faithful, you're writing about self-esteem and religion and stuff of that nature. Nadine, you're writing about how to give them self-esteem. On the other side with the kids, that's the type of stuff they're looking at right now.
Yep.
So they'll come after you with a number, and then you'll get. I'm gonna tell you, and I hate to admit it, but when was it? I think Pam, I know you said, I posted on Facebook about a year ago. I got an email from, say, like, give me one of the big publishers.
Random
Not
House.
like Random House or somebody like that.
Yep.
I got an email from them and said, we recognize what you're doing and da da da. It was on. It was all. It wasn't Random House, but it was on there, letterhead and everything. And we recognize what you're doing, and how can we do this together? And we read your books, and you talking about excited, girl. I was cabbage patching, and I was like, oh. And I kept on, so I was talking to the guy. He was never available to talk on the phone because he said he was in China. He was flying to Madrid and da 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 da. But they liked what I had, and can I sign these paperwork and sign a copyright, and this what I was gonna get, and da 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 da. I was excited. Then I started reading the email. It's from, say it was from. Let's just say Random House, for just to say a name, but it was Random House. It wasn't spelled right.
Yeah, there are cheaters out there that'll
Yeah.
try
Oh
to
man,
con you.
I was in. So I put it on Facebook. When I found out, I was like, look, hey. And I told her, and author started hitting me back, was like, dog, I got that, man. I was done. 'Cause you've been this year, you get tired. And he was like, okay, oh, are they finally recognizing me? Oh man, this is the biggest scam I remember. And I read it. I was at lunchtime at work. I was tired. Look, yeah, you tired of work? And he was like, oh, this is a big break. Thank you, Jesus. Girl, please.
With the fake Random House. And
Man.
yeah, the fake Random House. Hey Nadine, just really quickly along those same lines, a friend of mine is a animator for he did it for George Lucas, but he created a group called Funky Eye Puppets, and he's in California and everything like that. But I know that he went actually, because I was actually one of his voice actors, and that's actually one of the other questions I was going to ask you. But did he went into the school system and actually performed his children's books? I was wondering, since you were in the school system, have you ever thought about doing any short versions of your book in the school system? Because that's what
A,
he did
wo-
with
a
the Funky.
woman, a one woman play. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's a great idea. I haven't thought of that, but that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
because that's what he did. He went into the school system. He went into a couple of school systems in Southern California because he's a artist himself and everything. You can find him on Instagram. IPC is his name, which stands for I Paint Creatures and everything like that. But I do know that because I was one of his voice actors. Just really quickly, then I'm gonna turn it back over to Yonder and everything. Have any of y'all looked at the possibility of audiobooks and everything like that? Because I do know that you can either do them yourself, whether it's through Amazon or whether it's through other outlets, and of course you can even have actors do them for you, whether they're professional actors or people that are just on those different Amazon sites that will read the book. So I was just wondering if any of y'all have thought about that notion of audiobooks.
I have.
Ladies. Okay.
I have. I was actually speaking to my publisher about that and just seeing how to set that up for this book and then the next two books that I'm working on. And I've even had feedback from people that have asked, hey, is this on audio? So that's something I'm personally looking into branching and growing in.
I
My
am
requests
also.
are for ebooks.
Oh, okay.
Say it again.
Mine's are ebooks versus audio.
Right.
And I have thought about, I'm gonna do my audio for next year. Originally, I wanted to be part of. I have friends who have done their audio books themselves and been great with it, with the scenes, the acting, the police squads, whatever you got going on in your book. I mean, I originally, now that I see this as a business, originally these were my babies. They're no longer my babies. They're my business. Originally, I want to be part of. When you first get your book out, yes, you guys, as you ladies know, you want to have your hand on everything. I don't need my hand on everything anymore. Originally, I was at the photo shoot for my first book cover. I edited my first book, but eventually I got it edited professionally. So now, only thing I do now is write the book.
Hmm.
I no longer do edits. I write the book and I send it to the editor. I don't do front covers. I don't do anything anymore. That stuff is done by others now. And I trust them to do what they do because that's what they do. You have a great editor, you have a great person who does front covers. I trust folks to do that part of it because I need to take my hands off of the focus on the business side of it. So I plan to go up on Amazon myself, and because Amazon has all sorts of folks that you can just email them, hey, this is, and they'll audio you back so you can actually hear the voice and everything. Being that my book is what it is in erotic form, I wanted to be involved, but I don't need to be involved anymore in that aspect. I just want to hear the voice to make sure it's the voice that I desire for these characters.
Yeah.
Once I can hear the voice one time. Recently, last year I had a young lady had asked someone to do the book and wasn't feeling her voice, so we didn't go that way and went another way. And so I've been just trying to find the right voice, but I don't think I'm even worrying about the voice anymore. I just need these in audio because I've been asked for years now, all these on audio, and that means I'm losing sales if folks can't hear the book like they want to. They can't hear the books because they're not book readers, they're book listeners.
Your book listeners, you got book listeners out there that'll go
A
on their
whole slew of them.
rides and they'll go to work and they'll do stuff like that. And there are people on Amazon that can submit and you can help as an author pick the one that you want and everything like that. Like I said, I'm getting ready to get out of the area and let Yonder finish everything. I do have to tease Pamela and everything because all we got was a little bit of trace snow and it's gone already. So hopefully you'll get your extra day and everything like that. Because like I said, it's already gone and everything. Because all we got was a little bit of trace. It was on people's cars and everything, but it did
We
cause
are
it to be
getting
out.
more snow Friday of this week and Thursday of next week.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
So y'all are due for some more snow. I think we're supposed to get a little bit more snow here in North Carolina as well. So we'll see if this snow actually sticks. Because I know my nephews were glad to get a school delay. I think that's what they had today and everything
I
like that.
I just want once we reach our max, because after a certain number of snow air quote snow days, we don't get paid for them.
Right.
So I just want the number that's due to me,
Mhm.
and then after that, it can stop. I
Fair
want
So
enough.
my
how many
paid
days is it?
vacation.
How many days do you guys get, Pam?
I think a week for the whole
Okay.
school year. One year we went without any snow, and I kept saying, "Can I get my snow days on my paycheck? Because y'all built them in. I want my money." I said, "Act like it's snow and pay me for a week," but of course that didn't happen.
That just happens. That's funny. Like I said, I'm really gonna leave this down. But I just got a call from my culture center because I work at the culture center and everything like that. And Yonder knows that sometimes I'm even doing that show from that location on occasion and everything. But I just got a call today because we're gonna get paid the whole month on the 15th. So I will not be arguing with that paycheck and everything because my finance person just called me up and
Mhm.
said I want the entire month of what hours you're working and everything like that. So I was like, that'll work. So a month paid for 2 weeks worth of work. I'm good with that.
And before you go, because I know you said you was leaving, last year was the complete opposite because it we were going back to school and it snowed and we didn't get back to school for almost 2 full weeks. So the pay that we were supposed to get for spring break,
Mhm.
they took that plus our five and put them together so we get paid. When spring break came, we got no money, but
Oh
nobody
wow,
told us. We found
nobody
out
told
the
you.
hard way.
Found out the hard way when you were going to try to pay them bills
And no check. Well,
and no
yeah, no
check.
check. The way it felt.
I've been down that road. I know that feeling. I'll turn it back over
Mm.
to Yonder. Good meeting you, ladies. Y'all have been amazing, and I've been listening even in the background.
Yeah,
Bye.
Nadine and Faithful, you guys really should put y'all's in audio on it. And like you said, Pam, you don't ebooks anyway because you have shorter versions of that. And I won't say we're the microwave generation, but we're smarter than that. Folks don't do a whole lot of reading, and the aspect of what you guys got, I think you guys would do great. And you might even want to check your own voice out.
Yeah. I
Okay.
actually thought about using my niece and nephew and a few other young kids that I have that would do great with the actual audio, to portray the different characters. So that's what I was actually thinking about.
Okay, if you do your niece and nephews, get all the paperwork.
Okay.
No, really, because the business side of this, not getting nobody's personal business, but if these numbers do what you don't know they're going to do, everybody wants the money.
Mm.
I'm just being honest. Am I right, Pam?
You just being honest.
I'm just being. Everybody wants the numbers. If you do 1 million, and little Bobby and little Susie on there, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You might want to.
Oh
I'm
my
not
goodness.
saying you can't use them, but remember,
Mhm.
everything you do has to be business.
Yeah.
None of this is personal anymore.
Yeah.
Even though you love your book like it's your baby, you have to think always that, okay, who's going to come after me? Because you don't want to get that million sales and somebody need a check.
Oh.
Wow. Okay. How do you even go about doing audio?
There,
Oh, I know that Amazon has a
Yep.
audio service that you can go and sign up for that and everything like that. There are a couple of other ones, but I know
yeah.
Amazon is one that has its own service that will allow you to sign up and create an audiobook on Amazon. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's not Amazon itself. It has a different
It,
title. But,
it does. And you can audition folks from Amazon also. So
right.
they can email, you can send them a chapter or a page and fill them out or whatever. But you can do that. Amazon does everything with that. And that's the great part about Amazon.
By the way,
And
one of our regular listeners is on regular listener of Pod TV was listening to you. So Liberty Twitcher is on Twitch, and he said
yep.
90% of what he reads is on Kindle ebook. So he's 90% of what he reads is on the Kindle ebooks. I saw Pamela had written some stuff as well as terms of their plan. And they asked a question, and like I said, I am a journalism major, but I can sometimes slip up in my grammar as well. So if y'all want to answer his question, it says that I said you were, but Pamela said you was, and they want to know which is correct and everything. So if you English teachers out there, tell me as well, because I'm not sure which one of
Oh
us was
my
correct
gosh.
grammatically.
The plan is for me to, fingers crossed, Twitcher, is to have all my self-published books on ebooks in 2026. It's on my list of things to do. That's kind of like this, but that's the plan. If I could hit the lottery and get a personal assistant, that is my hope and dream, because that would take the weight of everything I got going on, which Yonda knows half of it. As Yonda is my behind the scene man, but I actually got four projects going on at one time.
And I just got a text message from my wife. Make sure that when you guys do your audiobooks that you own everything, because with not just AI, but make sure you have to get another ISBN number for each book you have, because
Mhm.
all this has to be yours. And you guys already know where to get ISBN numbers from. All this has to be yours. It has to be Nadine Joseph or Faithful Beard or Pamela Coleman. This has to be yours, because sometimes when you produce books on KDP and things of that nature, you don't own those ISBN numbers. So that means you don't own your book. You want to own everything you do. Everything from this day on. If you didn't own the first one, from this day on, you
Facts.
want to own everything, whether you
Yep.
make a dime after the day.
Yep.
If you don't own it, it's not yours. And people don't realize this. If you don't have these ISBN numbers, don't have Faithful Beer beside them or Nadine Joseph or Yana behind them, they are not yours. And people don't realize this because modern technology has made it so easy to do so much that we're missing steps. The
Yeah.
steps is I'm trying to get paid on this. I want to own this. I want to have a legacy. For those who don't have kids, you can leave this. Once you write a book, you're etched in stone for life. But if it's not your book, it's not you're not etched in stone.
What I
So
like
make
to do in
sure
2026 is have mines in the Library of Congress.
easy. I'll text you all the information for that. That's easy.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy. And you guys have been to Boyker, so you guys have your ISBN numbers, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And see, people don't even know what ISBN numbers are. They don't know what Boyker is. Boyker.com is. BOWKER.com is where you buy your ISBN numbers from. The stuff that I talk about all the time is basic stuff that no one seems to know anymore.
Mm.
Speaking of
Mm.
basic stuff, Yonder, how much do y'all pay attention to the book reviews and everything like that? Because I know that there are a number of sites. I've belonged to a couple of them. They're kind of like Yelp and stuff like that, but they are for authors and everything along those lines. So I do know that there are sites, and I can't think of all of them right now, but they're kind of like Yelp, where authors are have their books reviewed by the common man, for lack of a better term, and everything like that. So how much do y'all
Right.
pay attention to those book
Me
reviews?
personally, I don't care. That's me personally, by being around it, because it's just like Facebook and things of that nature. You can have 50,000 people following Facebook. How many people bought your book? I'd rather have 200 people bought it, 200 people follow me and bought the book.
Yep.
If you have 50,000 people, they just follow us. They
Yep.
ain't no money coming to your house.
Yep.
We're too busy trying to go viral and stuff. But if no one gets that book, you
Yep.
still don't have no money coming in. Or unless you're doing some viral type stuff, people have to buy the book. I mean, I've had some reviews. I mean, okay, good, bad, or indifferent. If they're not buying that book, it don't mean nothing. I mean, come on, we all watch all sorts of funny stuff on Facebook. You name some comedians we watch and we laugh. You don't buy stuff, you laugh at it and go about your business. You might even share it. But did you buy it?
So you don't pay much attention to those
I
book
don't pay
reviews.
attention. Do you ladies pay attention to them?
No, not really.
No.
Yes.
What did you
Yes.
say, Pam?
Yes.
You do pay attention to them?
To my reviews?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Do you care if you get them?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm different.
Why do you pay attention as opposed to the others? Because Pam, it seems like you're adamant that you do pay attention to like the book reviews, whether it's like a regular review in a newspaper or a review in those review sites that are kind of like Yelp.
Free advertisement.
Okay,
true.
okay, I got you.
Yeah, that's true.
Free advertisement. Because the more reviews you get, the more it pushes your book up, depending on where it's at. So if you get more reviews on Amazon, your book moves up the ladder. So
But
that
there's a
it
trick
shows
to
like
Amazon.
an algorithm.
But there's a trick to Amazon, really, and I've learned this years ago. For instance, I'm part of a couple of anthologies, not just yours, Pam. I'm part of some
Well,
other
we know
anthologies.
that.
I'm part of a couple of other anthologies. And basically, the rhythm of that is, like you said, the algorithm is I'm in an anthology that has 198 authors in it. Two of them, the Amazon bestsellers. Can I tell you why the Amazon bestsellers? Because we all bought at the same time.
Because you all did what?
We all bought the book at the same time. So we knocked the algorithm up.
Well, not only that, but technically speaking, and I told you this before, Yonder, there is a LinkedIn influencer, and he wrote a book that was about it was during the pandemic, but it was just different people giving life advice for better terms and everything like that. And that's Brian Shulman. You can look up Brian Shulman. But the last book that he wrote, or one he wrote last year, I think it was January of this year, now that I think about it and everything, along those lines, he advertises that he is an Amazon bestseller, as am I, because I'm in that book. So like I said, because I'm in that book, I'm an Amazon bestseller. And the same with you being in Pamela's book. So he's probably an Amazon bestseller as well. So once you are in the book, then you are also an Amazon bestseller. So you can advertise yourself as an Amazon bestseller.
And I can do that too, because I'm in an anthology twice that's 2 times Amazon bestseller. So
I am too.
it's not mine, but it is, and I'm participating again next year in that same group. So, and whatever she does, because we don't buy the books. She sends us our copy.
Right,
so we're not so we're not the purchaser to run that up. But I also saw some who sold theirs for the first 5 days for $5 or for $2.50.
Yes.
For the first 3 days.
It's a
Hey,
numbers
if you
game.
want this book, after that it's $15. So that's your driving for the first 5 days. You're gonna run up that list.
And I'm part of another anthology that they did these for 99 cents.
Yeah.
So imagine how many we became Amazon bestseller in minutes that day.
And see, the thing is, when you do the 99 cents, which not yonder knows, you don't get any money for those
Not
books
not
because
a dime.
Amazon gets it
Not
all
a
because
dime.
they want 20%.
Not
And
a dime.
you're not getting paid for that.
You're not getting paid for that at all and everything. And Nadine, just really quickly, because I just thought about this, there was a young lady in Raleigh that had a book about a talking plane and everything like that. And it was a children's book, and she did well. And part of the reason she did well is she got some coverage from the local TV station and all along those lines. So I'm just wondering if that's something you have considered, is doing anything with the local newspaper or the local TV station with your children's book and getting some word, because actually that's how I learned about her, and I think I learned about her last year if I remember correctly and everything like that. But definitely she got some local publicity, and there's even some local shows that are very much about supporting the local people, whether they're in Florida, whether they're in Virginia, whether they're in North Carolina, wherever they may be in this great nation and great world of ours and everything. But I was just wondering if you explored those options.
Yes, I have explored those options. However, it's like it feels like almost like it's a who you know. It's kind of hard getting your foot into the door to get those opportunities. One of my good friends, she's in Daytona Beach, and she's been trying to get me to be a part of the News Journal, which is their newspaper outlet in Daytona. So I've been trying to, but it's just about like how you can get your foot, who's willing to give you that opportunity. But I would love to have the opportunity to speak about my book and share my book and get some more eyes on it. But yes.
And the way to do that also is I've been writing for newspapers for years. Actually, I write for the the paper that's involved with this show. I've been writing for Urban Sentinel for 20 years. So
How
write
is
for
that
somebody.
possible if you're only 21?
Huh?
How is that possible if you're only 21?
Don't I wish? Don't I,
Wait
girl?
a minute, I thought he was 19. You said
Don't I
21. I
wish?
thought he was
Don't I
19.
wish? Look, I'm knocking 60 down. I'm 50. I'll be 59 next year. I'm knocking 60 down.
I'm
But
older than you.
how do you?
I'm a 1966 baby
Oh, you knocking 60 down too.
with Grace. Bam.
So, but if you write for some of the local newspapers, I've been writing for a paper for years. I write for Urban Sentinel, I've been writing for Reggie for years. So that gives you access, and of course, it adds to your resume too. I've been writing for him, write for different. I put different articles in different places, so you can. If you're writing for somebody, they'll always pick you up on another side of it.
Okay.
And also, Nadine, with working with Donna writes for, what's the name of the newspaper Donna writes for, Pam?
It's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't say it because Donna is a Jamaican at heart. I can't.
Yes.
I don't hold a candle to Donna because every time I see Donna doing something different, so I can't speak on that.
Donna writes for a newspaper. That's
She
why
got a
we're in the front
radio
page.
channel.
Yeah. She
it
got a
the-
radio show.
Yeah. Mhm.
Is it the News Journal? It's not the News Journal, is it? No.
I'm not sure, but we're on the front page of it. We'll be on the front page when we get down there in February. In January. We're on the front page of her newspaper. Donna writes for the newspaper.
Yeah, because when she did the Unspoken one, the first book, I almost cried. I got my little newspaper framed.
We're on the front page of the newspaper. Donna writes the newspaper.
Oh wow. Okay. I did not know that.
Yes, Donna writes for the newspaper.
I wonder
what I would like to do is, because Books A Million is right across from the event, is that we go over to Books A Million like the day before or something.
Okay, I'm getting down there Thursday because I'm going to the the movie, the movie thing that she
I'll
does.
be there Tuesday.
Oh, I forgot. You need that son, huh?
Oh, don't joke because in 2026, 2027, 2027, I might be down there for a minute.
Oh, you say you moving down. You moving down, right?
I might be down there for a minute.
Okay, ladies, I really appreciate having you guys on the show. Mark always lets me go over, which is so cool because we done an hour already. We didn't done an hour and 5 minutes already. I would like to thank you guys all, thank all you guys, and I did something different this time, which I wish I hadn't done. I always had you to plug your website early during the show. So Nadine, plug your website and how they can get in contact with you.
You can go to my website is nadinejoseph.com.
Okay, Faithful
You can follow me on social media at Faithful Bird Music on Instagram.
and Pam.
I learned something that I will share with everybody is that I've been using Linktree, and did you know that Linktree has a shop now? So you can use both. So when they go to your Linktree, they hit the shop button, and all my books are listed there.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
yeah,
Okay,
so you don't have to have a website to sell your product. You could put it on your Linktree.
not at all. I always ask everybody since we're having a conversation with friends, Nadine, leave us something good that you can share with someone.
You can do hard things.
Okay, Faithful.
Always go for your dreams because they're your dreams and you deserve to live them.
Okay, Pam.
Don't listen to naysayers.
Okay, and I agree with you all. And along the way, make sure you have some joy in life. The biggest thing with society and the social media, and we're trying to live with everything else, we've lost our joy. I've heard you talk about joy, Nadine. We've lost our joy. It's good to wake up in the morning time. If you guys see me on Facebook, I talk about joy and peace and all that good stuff. Have some joy, have some peace, and have some fun.
Can you see my shirt, guys? It
That is
says
so
joy.
cute.
Joy, okay.
That's my character, by the way. Yeah.
Okay, so you're selling those also?
Uh-huh. Yes. Oh yes.
And one of the biggest things too, I push, and I need to push it on myself more. The biggest part of what we do is not just our books. I always tell people to have some merchandise. I have some new T-shirts coming out myself. We need merchandise. We want people to walk around with our logos on them, or our websites on them, or our sayings on them. Think about it, right? I walk around with joy on. Where you get that from? Okay, now they
Yeah.
realize you got a book out. Okay, Faith, for all the stuff you do, Pam, all the stuff you do. If they have that, someone will always be in contact with you.
Yep.
Because we wear everybody else's T-shirts. Why not wear our own?
Yep.
Why not? Well, really, why not have our own merchandise? I don't care if you get it from Etsy. I don't care where you get it from. If you if you're the only person to talk about you, that's not enough. And don't forget, ladies, I know we're in Florida, but put them books in the car. Put them books. You gotta have. If you don't have a book to give, I always tell people, if you don't have a book, you're not an author.
Mm.
If you don't have a book in your car, you're not an author. I got some in my trunk in my car right now. So if I meet the right person, guess what? I ain't even asked, what's your name? Boom, here you go.
Yep.
Always keep your merchandise with you. And we have to do this. And that's like marketing in its own aspect. The biggest part of writing these books, no one teaches us how to market. I hate to have us doing marketing and we're just lost. Find out what works for you. Whether it's the church work for you, whether it's the YMCA work for you, whether the school system work for you, Starbucks, whatever you have to sit and sell and get your books out to the masses, do it. And it's the easiest thing because we all wrote something that we like. Why why not sell it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay, ladies, this will be uploaded. Actually, I didn't realize my wife told me some portions that was live. This will be I'll send you guys a copy of this either tonight or tomorrow morning. You guys can put in your websites and plug yourself in it and do your social media thing. But I appreciate you guys having you guys on it. And I know you guys have new projects coming out for the new year. Call me, text me. I'll have you on the show and we'll do this again.
Thank you
Okay,
so
thank you
much,
guys
Nadia.
again.
thank
Thank you
you.
guys again. Bye bye.
Nice
Thank
meeting you all.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye.